What is something I can schedule to release pent-up emotions regularly? I guess not necessarily schedule, but like build into my life as a habit to avoid major frustration just like overflowing and spilling onto everything when that wave of emotion is just ignored and pent up and locked up tight. But it can't be locked up because it always comes out eventually. Hey, my name is Darz. Welcome here on this channel. We learn, we grow, we're expanding the comfort zone through finding ways to express and become an authentic version of ourselves. I say ourselves because I hope you are too, but otherwise myself, I guess. Coming from a small town, tight-knit culture where I was a people pleaser and a very shy person, young girl, I just have not yet learned to fully express my authentic self. So we're getting there. Subscribe, join the journey. All right, one thing that I do to make sure I'm working towards like that future lovely version of my life that I really dream of and think will be amazing. I mean, I'm trying to also live parts of that day by day anyway without being like, oh, my life is here and someday it will be here and I'm just waiting for that day to come. No, I'm trying to like live it as we go, right? The journey. It's all about the journey, not just the end destination. But something I do is just regular check-ins to say, hey, how am I doing? And what can I work on to move the needle? So I have notes here. Actually 2 weeks ago, I think it was, because I was away from my house for over a week. I skipped a week. That's the point. So the last time I said I'm having trouble figuring out how to disperse my feelings. And so I needed to like think about that. And I had some very relaxing days on my vacation where I read a lot. I just hung out and just chilled out a lot. Had a lot of time to think and journal. And so I have a couple thoughts on that. And then another thing was film a bunch of extra videos during that week because I was going out of town. So yeah, I did do that and I managed to film, I think 5 full extra videos and have them uploaded before I left. And then I was working on one on the airplane on the way there. And then I had to quickly film and upload one while I was on vacation, which I was so impressed by the fact that I did that because I was like, there's no way I'm going to pull this off. I was so busy that week. I was catching up. Oh my gosh. I'm just like, how did I do that? But anyways, I also discovered again that it's very nice. It is so, so nice to just film a bunch and then be able to relax for like a week while your videos are just going and going and going. You don't really have to think about it. It's kind of really nice. So I might try to do that again, but not just yet because this is the week where I'm like catching up after all that vacation. So, okay, let's talk about the feelings for a minute. I've talked about human design before. I'm going to talk about it again, I'm sure. I will link it down below if you haven't put in your information yet to see what your human design details are. I highly recommend it. Even if you're a doubting Daisy, I don't know, what do they say? Doubting David? I don't know. That one little term. Anyway, my sister, oh my gosh, my sister has gifted me so many amazing gifts over the years. This gift was a call with a human design expert, I guess. Like she knows a lot about human design and she like talked through some of my, what are they, like my, not skills, weaknesses and strengths and weaknesses based on my personality type. And so I had put down this note a while ago that I just like need to figure out something to like disperse my feelings and like, I just have so much frustration pent up a lot of times and I just need some way to just like release on a regular basis because I know that if I don't do that, things just pile up. And so one thing that we talked about, well, there's a few things, okay? So one of them, I did a video recently, I'll link that down below as well, but it is just the fact that I've been putting the things that I dislike, the things that drain my energy on priority over the things that give me energy. So one thing I can do is just reprioritize, do things that give me energy first so that I have energy to do the things that are like basic responsibilities that I just don't like doing. Thankfully, my job is definitely like priority. Like obviously my kids are priority, but my job is helping to sustain life with my kids. So my job is like the biggest like thing that I'm not just gonna not do. Like I have to do it. And thankfully I really like my job. So it does give me energy. Of course there are little tasks and sometimes where I'm just like, I don't know, can't think, can't focus, whatever. But for the most part, amazing job that totally gives me energy. And that is, 8 hours of my day. So then when I get home, I still have energy to do other things. But I also like to do some of my own stuff. So I need to start prioritizing some of my own stuff, even when I'm, come home to 100 things that I need to do at home. So that is one thing I can do to work on that emotion and energy. Another thing is, remember when you were a kid and you could just like sit on your knees for hours? Like, now my ankle's gonna be off. Okay, wait a second, just a second. That should help. Okay. Another thing. I was talking with a friend about communication, and I have tended to really bottle things up quite a bit. So I blow up in a way. Like I try not to blow up, at my kids and whatever, and even at my family and friends, but I do bottle things up to a point where it's like, it just keeps getting more and more and more and more pressure until there's like this one little tiny thing that just like, I'm like, and it makes me crazy. There's different ways to get people's attention, right? As a metaphor. You can tap someone on the shoulder nicely and they can be like, hey, oh, what? Hi, like, what's up? Or you can slap them across the face and they'll be like, and so of course, when my energy or my emotions have all been bottled up for so long, it gets to a point where basically I'm slapping people across the face in order to get their attention. And that's not good. So I need to work on communicating things that I'm struggling with and setting boundaries around things that I feel I don't have time for, or I feel I'm trying to squeeze into my schedule, or that I'm not doesn't give me energy, maybe drains my energy a little. I need to work on those things. I feel this is going to be a long, long road ahead of me. I'm really not good at it, especially when I love someone and I know that something that I can do, like, I don't like expressing certain feelings that I know, like, the people around me will be like, maybe feel bad about it, or I don't know. And of course, sometimes when it comes to helping people, I want to help. I want to, but sometimes I'm so tired and exhausted and I need help. I guess that's another thing that I need to work on too. It's just like asking for help when I really feel like I need it. So I'm not sure how to, on these check-ins, I usually like to have specific steps that I take in order to move the needle, like I said. And so, this isn't exactly a very quantifiable goal, but I would like to start prioritizing things every day. Prioritizing something for my own self, my own goals, my own, excitement before I do all the rest of my responsibilities. And maybe this sounds like very irresponsible, but if it's going to give me energy in order to do the things that I'm responsible for, I'm going to do it. So let's just do a 7-day, every day, a little something for myself first. And let me just put on my later list, learn to set boundaries and learn to tap on the shoulder instead of slap on the face. Sorry if I've slapped you in the face before. Speaking of things that I like and enjoy doing, I need to edit the travel video. And I don't know if it's going to be one video or multiple. It's one thing the reason I've put this off for a few days so far is, well, one, it's going to take me a long time, but also second part of that is it's going to take me a long time because I didn't plan the video ahead of time. So I literally just filmed clips as I was going, and I don't have an idea for the video. I don't have like a nice little ribbon and bow to wrap up all the clips into one nice little storyline. So those kind of videos, it's really easy to film because you're just like, whatever. But once you go to edit it, it's like you have to get really creative and like figure out, how am I going to bring this together? So this can be part of my prioritization. Number 3 thing that I am really trying to Okay, I've been working out, right? I did pretty terribly in the last couple weeks with my travel and everything. I did do a little bit. I almost feel like I need to take off that, you know what? Okay, and this is maybe my personality type from Human Design is manifesting generator, which I believe the manifester side is female, feminine energy, and the generator side is masculine energy. So I'm very like split, like I have very strong feminine and masculine in me. And so I fight with myself sometimes. I think feminine tends to be more soft and, you know, if you set a goal, like I've talked about this before, I set one of my goals for this year is to read 5 books. And one of the books that I read was very light. It was a very light read. It was like, it wasn't the book that I had imagined in my mind that I was going to read in order to check off the list. And so I was kind of like, do I check it off? Does it count? My sister was like, obviously it counts. It's a book. You read the whole thing. And I was like, okay, but it only took me like a couple hours. Like I just sat down in an evening and read it. Like it wasn't anything. And she said, it is a book. Check it off the list. And then like with my polar plunge, I was one day trying to do a polar plunge and it was way too crazy weather. So I went and rolled in the snow and I was like, does it count as a polar plunge? I mean, technically not because I'm not dunking in water, but I was frozen and it was really harder than the polar plunge itself. So does it count? My sister's like, it counts. Check it off your list. I'm like, okay. So anyways, where was I going with that? Oh, my working out. I want to change it from workout because to me, workout means like getting your heart rate up like majorly or like, and not always, it doesn't always, but to me, yoga or a stretch session isn't a workout, you know, like workout sounds a bit more intense to me. And so I'm going to change, this is dumb. Comment below if this is just dumb and I shouldn't do it, but I think I'm going to change on my daily to-dos at the end of my videos. I'm going to change workout to move your body because at least I do move my body every day in an intentional way, right? But I could just name it move your body. And then like today, I didn't do a workout, but my son was biking on his bike and I was running along with him. So, I mean, some people say going for a run is a workout, but I wasn't going for a run. I was just running with my son. Like, somebody knock some sense into my brain, please. I'm too particular sometimes. Very exact. So all that to say, my workout journey. I've been working out. I've been definitely seeing a lot of muscle definition across my body. It's amazing. I'm like, that is me? Wow. But there's one little area that has been a struggle, and that I think is a struggle for most women, maybe most people in general, and is the midsection, like right, the lower abs, right? It just doesn't, it's just a flab. Like, I don't understand. So, and they always say like, that's the hardest part. But I just came across something, in fact, that I'm going to try. And so that is, I saw, you know, a fitness dude online. It's actually my cousin. He's extremely smart, extremely successful at what he's doing. He said that if you have constipation, which is TMI, then you have other inflammation in your gut and you're not going to be able to see results. And so he suggested a few things, and that is eat a lot more whole fruits, whole live, not, dead, but whole fruits. Drink some prune juice if you need to, which I eat prunes, but it's not always helpful. And he suggested kimchi, which I don't really know what that is. I don't even know if I can find it in a store near me because I live in a small town. But he said with reducing the inflammation, you should be able to go, and that should help with your weight loss journey, which I'm not necessarily trying to lose weight. I'm just trying to see a little more muscle definition in there, you know? But I guess that would require either losing weight or losing fat at least and gaining muscle there. So I'm about to eat a lot more fruits this week. I'm so weird about food. My kids, I will give them the good stuff. I'll give them the healthy stuff, whatever. But myself, I'm just like, I don't need to buy fruit. It's expensive. I can just skip snack time, you know? I can just eat my meal and not worry about any snacks or, whatever. Buy the cheaper dessert or, I don't know. I haven't. I just like rarely buy. Some people have snacks galore over the place and all the time, and I'm just like, why would I buy a snack? You have to spend more money on it. And so I just like, the meal is fine. You don't need a snack in between meals. Anyway, so I just don't buy fruit. I really like fruit, but I just don't buy it because, like, what's the point? I don't get it. So now I have a good reason to buy fruit. I'm going to buy fruit. I'm going to eat a lot of fruit this week. And I'm going to try to find kimchi. I'm definitely going to buy prune juice just for in case in between, you know. My mouth is very dry from talking. Wow. Let me know if y'all have any tips, thoughts, interesting tidbits. Share what you're doing. Share what you're interested in doing. Share your dreams and your goals and your future and how you've become and expressed your more authentic self. Sometimes when I'm like, please just comment below. I'm trying to come up with fancy, cute ways to say things that would actually inspire you to comment. And so I'm not, okay, it just makes me ramble because I'm just like, what do I say? How do I make people comment? Just comment. Just comment. Be like, hi, I'm here. Okay, hi, I'm here too. Thanks for being here. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.